So this is a CT scanned 3D print of an actual 28-week baby.
Okay.
The 3D printing is the entire upper airway is 3D printed, so it's anatomically correct. Not perfect, right? It's not soft tissue, and every baby's different, but it'll give you the gist of what's going on pressure-wise. The basic physics are there. So we have a little passy to demonstrate what pressure looks like with or without a leak. So I don't know if you guys use chin straps or passies or maybe like
We use
that.
pacifiers, rarely chin straps.
Okay. So
Yeah, we're looking for you.
so this is going to show you what pressure is being delivered to the lung. So we have a pressure manometer right at the base of like where the carina would be on the baby. So we're at a pressure of 5 and a flow of 8, which is that typical of what you guys start? Or
Yeah,
kind of?
yeah, 8 to 10 on the flow,
Okay.
and a bubble CPAP of 5 is usually where we are. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll show you what it looks like. So you can see 5, you can see the lung, you can see the oscillations of the lung, right? And you're right at a 5. Work of breathing, right? It should be a less work of breathing than, say, like through a cannula, because gas exchange is happening right here. The wide bore of the trunk, right, allows for less resistance for the baby to breathe against. So it's much easier for the baby to breathe against. Sorry, this mask is a little big for this kiddo.
Yeah.
Now when you take the passy out, you do lose quite a bit, right? You're down to about a pressure of 1. And you lose most of your oscillations. So it's a leak, essentially, in the kiddo. Now if they're crying, they're generating some of their own pressures, and that it can be different, but if we can, try to do that.
What is the point you're making?
So let's see what it looks like on a cannula. So do you notice when this is off the baby, it's not bubbling, right? And that's a good indicator that you need to go in and check on the kid if you're not hearing the bubbling, right? It's sort of your alarm. But when you put a cannula, whether it's RAM or even some people put our high flow cannula on, it's bubbling immediately, right? So if this could be off the baby, a lot of times this happens where, you know, you're walking by the bed, oh, I hear bubbling, they're good, but really, they're desatting.
And that's because the resistance in the cannula
The
is so
resistance
high.
is correct, so it's going back into the bubbler. Same pressure, you're out of 5. Let's see. Minimal oscillations, you still get a little bit, but very minimal, and you're at a 2, maybe, with the passy in. So if you don't have a passy, you're down to about a 1. You will lose essentially all pressure or all oscillations. At this stage, this baby's getting a high flow of 8, basically, right? But they're hooked up to a bubbler. It's fine. They're not crashing because we have a Cochrane review that shows us that is equivalent to a CPAP type outcome. But what you're charting is a pressure of 5, but really they're getting like a 0.5. And then work of breathing, especially with the passy in, you'll see the spike, like, it's much more dramatic, their work of breathing against, even though it's open, it's still a harder work of breathing for the baby. Gas exchange, oops, sorry. Of course there's some happening here, right, around the prongs, but largely gas exchange is happening back here. So there is some CO2 being rebreathed along the way of this cannula as well, so something to also consider. That's essentially it, unless you guys have questions or you kind of want to play around with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.